Yo, what's going on, y'all? So a lot of y'all know I live in the Poconos, and you know everything down here is not built like it's built in the city. You know what I mean? Like we had a blizzard down here, and transformers done came off the brought down power lines and all this stuff, and we've been without power for like 2 weeks at a time. I wound up buying a small generator where I had to like put all these extension cords all throughout my house, you know, and we got by, we got through it. Then a month and a half later, we get a lightning storm where our grid gets hit by lightning, blows up, and everything from 80 coming up through Lake of the Pines, through Saw Creek, through Tanneman and 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 Pine Ridge. I'm talking about everybody lost their power. Lucky me, I had a generator. But once again, I'm running electrical cords throughout the house, and I get everything going, and we're comfortable. And then all of a sudden, the power comes back. By the time I set everything up, well, a couple of days later, but the power came back. All right, so I got a friend that just drove up, but real quick. So I'm trying to wire up a generator to my electrical box. I started cutting the wall, and I'm gonna go talk to my friend, and I'll get back to you after this. Right? Later, guys. What's going on, y'all? Hot day today. Hot day today. I'm sweating bullets, but it's nighttime now. I'm just about wrapping it up. I wasn't on this all day. I was doing other things. I just finished coming back from dropping my son's car off. Before, when I was making the video, I had a friend pull up on my driveway, and I was trying to explain everything. But I just wanted to go over what I'm doing now. Now, like in February, in March, we had a blizzard. Power went out. 10 days no power. By the third day, I had went and bought a generator. It was nice having power. I ran all these lines through the house, and I got everything put up. Then I had everything like a normal living. The only thing I didn't have was my electric heat. All right, and the reason for that was because my generator was not hooked up to my outlet here, to my electric panel, and it wasn't hooked up to my electric panel. All right, because I had the powers running around. So now what I did was I had outlets laying outlet. I had extension cords laying all around the house, and it was nice having electricity, but it was a cluster. So I do have a nice size generator, but I just finished getting a bigger one. I get it Tuesday. This one right here is a 6875 Champion generator. I paid about I'd say $750 for it. I used it for about I want to say 30 hours total, because when I would come home from work, we would use it a couple of hours, shut it off, and to do it again the next night. And it was nice having power and everything, but we didn't have no heat. And I was using kerosene heaters. That one right there, and that one right there. And my wife still wound up getting sick. So now what I'm doing is, I'm just showing you what I did so far. This is called a power inlet box. And what this is a power outlet. But not a power outlet like you would plug in your radio or, your TV or whatever. That's to plug a generator in to backfeed to the house, to have power in your house. And that's what I'm doing. I want to be able to hook up a generator outside, send power to the house, where I can have this whole fuse panel live. Now this is my disclaimer right here, all right? If you're not an electrician and you're not familiar with any of this stuff, all right, then this job isn't for you. All right. I'm not an electrician, but I went to electrical school, and I am an electrician's helper. All right. I do know more than the average person about electricity. All right, but I'm not an electrician. But I am smart enough to do something like this, and I'm not worried about blowing up my house or whatever. All right. When you deal with the fuse panel, all right, you could touch all of this. You could touch this. All right. What you want to stay away from is this right here. This is all live shit right there. All right. This is the main breaker that if I want to cut power to my house, all right, I flip that 200 amp switch, bang, everything shuts off except for this. This always stays live. This is enough to kill you right here. All right. So when you're working, you need to be careful of this right here. All right. You have to respect this. All right. So you touch nothing here. All this is good except for what's in back of this. What's in back of this is a plate that has that's getting electricity from here, which powers these breakers. All right. Each breaker is 120 watts, and this is where you get your 240 by two of them. All right, two of them equals 240. See how they bridge together? I cannot turn this one off without turning this one with it. All right, so some are 240 and some are 120. You know, the single ones. All right, so I went to Gen Interlock, right, and this is not legal. What I'm doing is not legal, but what's making this legal is I went to geninterlock.com. All right, they have this gadget. It's a kit, right? And what it does is on the frame right here. Excuse my mess, all right? I got a lot of stuff going on. This is a work garage and a lot of stuff done around the house, but this is the front face of the panel, right? Down there is where the main and the first breaker would be, right? The kit goes attached to this right here. And when I put that back into place, all right, I have to free up the bottom one. And this is my hot water heater. I have to move the hot water heater somewhere up here in one of these two, right? Down here will go my 230 amp breakers for my generator. I will hook up my generator here, all right? And what the kit does is when I'm getting power from outside, all right, my generator will be in the off position, all right? Now let's just say the power goes out, all right? In order for me to turn on the power, right, while this is in the off position and something's, that kit is blocking, while this is in the off position and the kit is blocking the breaker, all right, in order for me to turn this on, all right, this will be here. In order for me to flip it this way, all right, I will have to get this one out the way, slide down the safety, all right, to block this from going to block this one from going this way, and then I will flip this on, block, and then now what I'm doing is from the generator, I'm backfeeding the whole panel. I'm backfeeding everything here except for that right there, all right. But I'm not gonna have everything on because I want to be conservative. I don't want to put too much strain on my generator. I'm getting a 10,000 watt generator. Hopefully that'll be enough to power everything, but I'm not gonna find out. I'm just gonna use what's essential. You know what I mean? Now the story to this is, all right, the reason why it's illegal is because if I have all this hooked up outside, right, and there's no power to this box, but the electric company is on a transformer or grid trying to get us back power, all right, and the lineman checked the line 2 minutes ago and there was no power on the line, so he's working on the line. Now here I come, all right, here I come and I want to give power to my house, all right, and I just turn on my generator while leaving the main on. Bloop. What I'm doing is I'm backfeeding the power to the main, which is going outside, all right, and the poor lineman is going to get electrocuted, All right, so this is why it's illegal to do it without the switch. All right, so I started doing all this. My switch comes in, I think tomorrow or Tuesday. My generator comes in Tuesday, my other generator. But that's the story. You don't want to electrocute a lineman, all right, and have a lineman knocking on your door to kick your ass, all right. I mean, hey, it might not kill him, all right, but I know he damn sure is gonna get freaking thrown back. But but then again, it might kill her. I mean, I don't want to be the one to find out. So basically, that's it. So now what I gotta do is, all right, my power inlet box that I just showed you, all right, that's gonna be outside towards my backyard, all right. This fuse panel is towards the front of my house, all right. The reason why I want this in the back of my house is because people steal, all right. So to avoid people robbing my generator, all right, I want to have this in the back of my house and locked up. You know what I mean? So basically, what I'm doing is I'm running my conduit pipes from the fuse box. It's gonna go all through here. All right. This right here is studs. All right. And to make a long story short, how I got this cut right here, right before this stud, and this stud is number one. I have a metallic scanner, which is used to find plumbing before you start cutting walls, and like I'll run it across the wall, and I know I'm good. But as that light starts going up, I know I'm coming towards electricity. So to make sure that there's no electrical wires or anything, see, make sure there's no electrical wires in the way. I use this first, all right? After I use that, now I get me my stud finder, which is this right here. And I will run this along the wall. And see how the arrows are pointing right there? I'm sorry, I didn't have it. I'm trying to read this along with y'all. You see how it's beeping red? It's telling
So
me
when that
it's
beep
stuck.
red, that's telling me
And then I go
that I'm
across,
coming near electricity.
and then it beat. There it goes. It found this stud right here. It found that stud. So you gotta get it a few times. I mean, it's a pain in the ass, but it does work. It tells you. No, it's telling you to go back. Not right there. That's my stud. Then this one is beeping red. Well,
So
sure
basically, the metallic scanner is to tell you if you're coming across. It's for plumbing, originally for plumbing, but I use it to tell me if I'm coming across electrical,
right? Definitely that.
or plumbing, or any type of metal in the wall. And the stud finder does also electrical, but it also helps you find your studs.
This stud. Then I'm gonna put. I'm gonna have to drill through here to get to here. I'll probably throw to get to here. Probably throw elbow on it, go a little higher, and go over 2 more studs over there. Then I'm gonna drill through the outside of the house and start running my conduits to the backyard. And when I've got everything done, I'm gonna show y'all exactly what I did, and hopefully, anybody got any questions, man? I love helping people, and I love doing this. You know what I mean? So, anybody have any questions, after I'm through with this and you want to know how to do your house, hey, I'll be more than happy to tell y'all, all right? So, I'll get back to y'all later. Peace. So, I got a little project going on where this past winter going into the spring, we got hit with a blizzard in March. We was without power for 2 weeks. The third day, I ran and bought a generator, which is you gotta excuse my mess. I got a lot of stuff going on, and my garage is my work area. My son decided to buy rims for his car the week that I'm doing all this stuff, and I got all these boxes and everything in here. But anyway, so I went and bought a generator, and it was, you know, it was nice having a generator for the outage, but it was a little bit of a cluster because I had to run wires throughout the house. I wanted, you know, certain rooms and certain floors to work, so I had to run extension cords going all around the house. And you know, I can't complain because I had power. And it's more than what some other people had. You know what I mean? But I want better, and I always want better. That's just me. That's just who I am. So I ran out and I bought this generator, a 6855 Champion generator, and it did the job. It did the job, but as I was driving around, coming home from work and stuff like that, I was noticing people had their whole house lit up during the blackout, and the outside of the house and all this stuff. So I was looking into it, and they sell this thing called a transfer switch. You know what I mean? It's like a sub panel. You put it next to your power box, your power panel. You hook it, you hook it up, and then you're able to work certain outlets. But then again, you're limited. Just like having the extension cords, you're limited. So I jumped the gun. I went out and bought one. It was like $400. You know. Then I'm like paying attention to my power panel. Give me 1 second. So I'm over here looking at the power panel. I'm like, all right. So I know this is where the power comes in through. All right, and this is all full through here. So I said there gotta be a way that I could backfeed. I could backfeed this power panel and have everything lit up like what everybody else was doing, but I wasn't sure. You know what I mean? I wasn't sure how they was doing it. All right. So in my mind, I was saying I got 2 empty spaces up there. All right. Maybe, maybe, maybe there's a breaker or something. If I get a breaker, 30 amp breaker, maybe I could backfeed the power to the power panel. I said, but let me look into that. And exactly the way I had it in my head pictured was exactly what people were doing. They were going buying 30 amp breakers, the double breakers, and they was hooking it to a power inlet box, all right, which is this right here. They was hooking up to a power inlet box, and this is what you plug your generator into. So I had the concept right, but not. I mean, you know what? I was right on how to do it, but the way people were saying, to do it, it was just a little cleaner, And I said, you know what? I just finished buying that transfer switch. I said, I'm going to try to throw it on eBay and try to sell it. I put it on eBay for like maybe $40 more than what I paid for it, and it went the first day. So there's people like me that are trying to do the same thing. Especially now, this time of year, with all these tropical storms or whatever, it's the smartest thing to do. You never want to get caught with your pants down. You know what I mean? So there's only one problem, all right? The issue is, and I'm going to show you right now. The issue is that if you have a lineman, he comes in, he checks the power. There's no powers on the outside lines. Now he's trying to help us by restoring power, and he puts his electrical equipment to measure, if there's any power, whatever. He sees there's no power. Now he starts working on the line. Then you get somebody like me coming along, and without knowing what they're doing, instead of making sure that the main is off, which shuts off the whole house from the outside lines, all right, they just come and flip the generator switch, blah, all right. Now they're running their generator. By not closing the outside lines, what you're doing is you're gonna wind up electrocuting one of the linemen that works for Con Edison or Med Ed. You're gonna wind up electrocuting them because you're backfeeding the power into the power lines that are out there. Those power lines. You know what I mean? So see, that's my power lines right there. They're going to the house. So you run your power going back that way, and you're gonna wind up electrocuting a lineman. Then you're gonna have a big 300-pound lineman knocking on your door, ready to kick your ass. All right, with a Don King haircut. I mean, I'm just saying, you know. So, no way, shape, or form is that legal like that. All right, the hookup is illegal. What makes the hookup legal is they sell a Gen Interlock switch. All right, I'm gonna try to work this with one hand.
I'm not sure how to help.
That's Google going off. So so they sell a Gen Interlock switch to make all this legal. All right, I'm gonna try to do this with one hand to show you. So this would. So let's just say, I'm sorry. Let's just say this was off, and this is my generator, right? This would sit like this. I'm sorry, I keep on turning this. This would sit like this with the generator off. Remember, the cover has to be on, all right? I'm a lousy cameraman when I'm trying to look forward. Sorry about that. I'm going to try to keep it straight. There's no way for me to turn on that generator, all right? Unless what I'll do is, right, I will have to, I'm sorry, again I'm doing it. I will have to flip the main, blah. When I flip the main, now I take this part right here and it'll slide down and it'll block the main right here. You understand? And then then this wouldn't be here because this would be slid down. Then I'll be able to, blah, turn on my generator. All right? So in order to make that legal, I have my hot water heater right here. All right? I have to move this up here. Up there somewhere. I got 3 open slots here, 2 open slots there. That's the only way I can make what I'm doing legal. Like if I go to sell the house and the inspectors come and they look at my wiring and, you know, they see I have a Gen Interlock switch, is legal. You know what I mean? The hookup I have to backfeed the power is legal. But like I said, without that piece right there, this in no way, shape, or form is legal. So what I started doing was, I wound up breaking my walls. I ran a pipe, all right? I'm going to run 10-3 Romex in through those pipes. I'm making my cut right there to go outside the house. That's going to come out through there, right after that meter box. The hose should be coming out right there. I'm going to go down and back behind the house. And the reason why I'm going back behind the house with it, all right, when I say go back behind the house, I'm going to put that that power inlet box that I showed you. That's going to run behind the house. And the reason why I want it behind the house is because people like to steal generators. You know what I mean? And I'm going to make it as hard as possible for anybody to even think about trying to steal my generator. You know what I mean? And if they did try to steal my generator, I feel sorry for them. They better hope I stay sleeping. I don't even want to say anyway. They just better not steal my generator. And so I want to run my whole house. And that generator that I showed you, that 6875 generator drops down to a 5500. I ran out. I just got this yesterday. And I just bought one that runs on propane and gas. And it's 10,000 watts. 10,000 watts of pure fury. And you can see it's a more sophisticated machine. This is beautiful. This has so much stuff, it's not even funny. But don't get me wrong. That right there is my baby. That was the truth. That's my first generator I ever owned. You know? Everybody's always like, oh, buy Honda, buy Honda. Yeah, Honda's very good. Honda's very good. But the problem with Honda is that you're paying like $1 a watt. So for like a 5,000 watt generator, you're paying $5,000. You know what I mean? Yo, this one right here cost me maybe 700, 750. This one right here cost me $9. You know what I mean? It's gonna do the job. It's gonna do the job just like the Honda. Maybe the Honda lasts longer, but it's still gonna do the job. So I'm gonna keep y'all posted, and I'm gonna let y'all know, all right, how this turns out. And I'll show you the final hookup when I'm done. Later, y'all. All right. Now stop it right there. I go around. Wow, that was kind of close. That's close to this electrical box, but hey. I gotta clean this up. Alright, so real quick, I got my wires coming out to my fuse panel. I ran them with the conduits. Then I take it outside. I sealed it up for bugs. I put some duct seal on it. Now outside, I gotta do what I gotta do to turn this corner. Meaning that if I don't have enough cable, I'm gonna have to go buy some more. But I'm gonna do what I gotta do to turn this corner. So I got that coming out of there. I got another 20-foot conduit right there. And hopefully I got enough, man. I'll soon find out. It's hard to tell because the wire is so thick that it leaves you with a kink. So I'm hoping once I have it in the conduit, I'll have a better idea. Alright, y'all? And I'll continue to show you how progress is going later. Alright, so basically I'm almost done. I absolutely finished the inside of the house. I put back the walls I took out. When I'm done, I'll just sand it down and you won't even notice what I did. You know, I'm gonna wind up painting my garage anyway. It's an unfinished garage where I bought it, where I bought the house. But so, like you already know, my hot water heater, I had to move up here. The hot water heater was down here, and I'm gonna show you why in a few. I have to move that. This is a 30 amp breaker for the power inlet. All right, and these wires are the wires are going to the power inlet. Now, being that this is 240, you're gonna get 2 live wires going into the 30 amp breaker. It doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter which one goes where. You know, when it's hot, you know what I mean. You can it doesn't matter. You can put it in either or slot. You know what I mean. Then once I do that, once I put that in, I close everything back up, and then I'll do the Gen Interlock that I was telling you about. Now I forgot to tell you, the white and the ground will run on those sidebars. I put the ground on one side and I ran the white wire to the bar on the other side. All right. Sorry, I didn't say that in the video, so I'm doing a voiceover. So my wire strippers, got that out right there. Now you already know. Let me get this out. So you already know, like I told you, it's going to go to that bottom breaker. I'll make sure this is open. The bottom breaker is off for now because the back still ain't. I still have to finish in the back. I'm down to like the last half a foot of running the conduits, and then the power inlet goes around back. You gotta excuse me because I was trying to hold the camera and work a screwdriver at the same time, so I'm using, one hand. It was a little difficult, but I did it. Get over here. So like I said, it doesn't matter what goes where. I usually put the black one on the top and the red one on the bottom. Got nowhere to step over here because I got so much junk in here. Get this out. I'm gonna have to put down this phone for a second. Oh, wait a minute. It's hard to do it with one hand.
Just go away. That you're too powerful, that it can't affect you. Can you do that? Go ahead and say it.
Go away. I'm too powerful, you can't affect me.
There's too much goodness and happiness in this house for you to be here.
There's too much
Alright, so
happiness in this house for you to be here.
I'm gonna straighten out these wires a little bit, put back the cover, and then I'll come back and show you this this interlock switch I'm talking about that makes everything legal.
Dad, this is the piece.
All right, so now this is the Gen interlock that I was telling you about. Again, I had to do a voiceover because the only video I had of this was one that I had sent to my father. But you cannot,
because this plate is in the way.
With this up, I cannot flip the main. The main has to get turned on, but I have to get turned off before I could flip that generator on. So I have the room to flip the main on, but I don't have the room. I mean, I have the room to flip the main off, but I don't have the room to flip the generator on until I bring the main off. And that I'm not killing the power now, so I really can't show you. But later on, when I do do a test run, I'll show you how that works. Outside, I did this. This is me. And then I still haven't finished. I still got that little bit left. Oh, I love you, Dad. Bye. All right, so that's the hole I drilled from inside the house. I ran a 3/4 conduit with a 10 gauge Romex wire inside.
10-3 Romex, meaning 3 conductors, white, black, red wire with a ground. Ground is not counted. Ran the conduit side of the building where I wanted the power inlet box. Power goes out. I plug my generator into there. And this, my friend, this powers up the whole house. That's connected right to my fuse box. All right, so when I do a test run, I'll let y'all know. All right. So I'm hooking this up. Trying to hold the phone and do this at the same time, but open up the valve. All right. Then, now this wire right here, I buy 100 feet of SOOW wire, and I make my own generator wire. It's the best way to go. You're not gonna buy a generator wire this thick. All right, and you're gonna need something like this, especially if you're running the whole house. You know what I mean? Not too long, because they say I already stretched that wire. I already stretched that power inlet box from the garage to over here, and they say when you stretch wires, you lose wattage. You know what I mean? There's like a mathematical breakdown to it that I don't know. I mean, you might think I know everything, but I really don't. All right, so what you do is you come over here, you look for the one with the loop. This one, I got the little turn on it. You come over here, you look for the same one. You get that all the way in there, and then you turn it. Bang! That one locks in. I don't know if I had the camera on me when I made the turn, but I'll show you on this one. And you come over here, you look for the same loop, which is on the bottom, and it's on the top here. So you get that in there, you go all the way in. You see how it turns, and then boom, and then it locks in. Now once you got it locked in, when you're running a house, you gotta put your generator from 120 to 120, 240. Then you're gonna make sure the gas is on. I don't know if I have to choke it on propane, but I'm about to find out. Yeah. There's a choke button, I put half a choke. So that's open. That's open. You gotta give propane a second to travel. I gotta come in here because it's a little noisy, but so I just fired up this generator for the first time. I haven't tested out my power inlet box that I did for a blackout. So this is the first fire up, and I'm doing it with y'all. All right. So I'm gonna simulate a blackout. It was a good time for me to see if my garage door works during a blackout. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill everything. Whoa. 1 second, y'all. Alright, I gotta kill everything. Before. This is a continuation of the video that I made before. Now I bring this over. Now this is the piece I'm talking about. And I move this down. Now I'm able to bring my generator over. But before I bring my generator over, I want to test out. I have a garage that door is supposed to work on a blackout. And it does. My garage door opener. I just put that one in. But tell you, man, I'm not playing, man. Alright, so now I moved the breaker over. Now I'm gonna turn on the generator. And I'm gonna give power to the house. I'm just gonna put what I need. Alright, so that's hot water heater, that's AC. This is downstairs lights. This is garage lights. It works. Kitchen outlets, my grinder, my sub pump, heat, more heat, over there reading the board. So I'll turn on number 19 for the living room. There's one of them. Number 25, my master bedroom. Alright, I'm gonna see if it works because I got my garage light on. That's my Google. My Google. Hey Google.
I can't connect to your Wi-Fi network.
Right.
You can reconnect to Wi-Fi from your Google Home app.
It's not on yet.
Then setup.
And this light didn't go on. But that's because I don't have everything turned. But I got. Man, I'm psyched, man. I'm psyched. I don't know. Well, I haven't found the switch, but my lights upstairs are on. I just gotta find the circuit breaker to the man cave. But I mean, it works. Cause I got light going on in the house. Let me see, bedrooms 2 and 3. Number 14 is heat pump grinder. That's the bedroom, is number 11. Closet. Bedrooms 2 and 3 is 23 and 24. 24, 23, 21, 25. No. Yeah, that is fucking weird, man. Like, well, all the times I'm a fucking man cave. Hot water heater, AC. That right there is basically everything. Oh, lounge. I'm bugging. Now I got it. There's lounge. There's family room on one, lounge on the other. All right, y'all. So it's fired up. I got everything running on generator. I'm so happy. Bring it on. Bring on the next blackout. I'm ready. I'm ready. All right, later, y'all. All right, so what's up, y'all? I'm a little psyched out right now because I've been dying to know if I mean, I knew that the hookup was gonna work, but I was just dying to try it. But excuse my video because I didn't go over the gen interlock. So real quick, all right? Now, I put out a video on how I did the hookup, right? Now, I told you about this gen interlock, all right? The reason why this is here is because the hookup that I did was illegal until they came out with this, all right? Now, what this basically does is, this is my breaker for my generator, all right? My generator, when I plugged it in, it backfeeds the power into this breaker, which backfeeds the back panel, and you're able to bring power to all the other circuits, all right? The problem with this is that if you forget to flip this off, all right, and there's a lineman working on the line and trying to restore power, all right, on an outside line, and he checks to see if there's power a second ago and there was no power. Now all of a sudden, you know, a resident comes, flips on the generator but never turns off the main. Now this is the main breaker, which with one flip of this turns off every single breaker, all right? So now this right here doesn't let me turn on my generator power, all right? What it does is it's either or. You're either gonna run generator power or you're gonna run main power, all right? Coming in from the street lines, all right? From the power lines from the street, all right? And what this does is it blocks either or. So if I wanna flip this right here, I can't flip that until I turn this off and bring this down, and then I'll be able to turn on my generator. And then to turn on the main, it'll be the same concept. I will have to turn off my generator like the way it is now. See how it slides? But the generator's blocking. I mean, the main line is blocking. So I wouldn't be able to turn on my main line until my generator's off. All right, and vice versa. All right, so that's how that works. And forgive me for not explaining while I was flipping everything. I was just trying to get everything on. So, you know, anybody, there's already like 3 people that hit me up wanting to know how I did this. All right, 2 of them went out and bought the stuff. All right, the other person I haven't heard from, but I'm there for you. I'm there for whoever, you know what I mean? Whoever wants to do this, man, yo, this thing ain't hard. You know what I mean? Blackout's a bitch, bro. Especially in the winter when you ain't got no power. You know what I mean? But, all right, y'all. Yo, thank you for checking out this boring ass video, and I'll talk to y'all later. 1.